Trying this video out. My name is actually Ella Gadiparthi, but I am aka Victoria from Victoria Violet's Tarot. I went under the studio name due to that I had a different job at that time, and I wanted to ensure that HR, etc., didn't get involved in my life at that time, because some people unfortunately are still not pro metaphysical things, and I just didn't feel like I could come out of the closet at that time, so I didn't. However, I landed a job where I'm myself, I'm pagan and proud, and everyone accepts me for what I am, who I am. And I just recently had a fabulous job interview as well on top of that, and that was on the 29th. Only the universe and the owners know what's going to occur with that. But meanwhile, I'm really excited because I've been waiting 17 years for this job, where I can literally teach and pass on all of the knowledge and wisdoms that the arcs, I always call them my uncles, because literally they've been like family to me. I'm able to channel them and see them, and I'm able to hear them, and so because of that I feel like they're my family, and I'm never alone, even when some people would beg to differ because there's nobody in the room as far as they know. But they're always here with me, and Gadiparthi, which is Ganesha, is with me. My orishas are always with me, and there are a lot of them. So my guardian angels are with me, my ancestors are with me, my mom, my dad, my grandmother is on my maternal side is always with me. My best friend that passed as well, she was like my baby sister. I know she's with me too. So I'm in really good company, and I can share that with you guys because I know that some people have lost loved ones that are, I don't want to say that are very dear to them. They're still there with you in some form. Maybe not in a physical sense because they're no longer able to use the avatar they came in to incarnate into this world, but they're still here with us. And I just, I'm hoping that as my channel grows, Victoria Violets, I would change my name now, but unfortunately then I couldn't transfer the subscribers, so I don't know how that would work, and I don't think I could tweak the name. But yeah, my real name is Ella or Elaine, and my last name is Gadiparthi. It is Indian. I did marry someone from India. I've always had a kinship with India, and I always have this dream of one day going there and actually being able to learn from the mystics and the yogis there. And the weirdest part is that life synchronicity brought me to a gentleman that came here to San Antonio, Texas, and we ended up getting married. And so I ended up visiting India and literally got married over there. So very strange. And then, of course, since I'm a Spanish gypsy, through my dad's side, he came to San Antonio when he was 3 months old, when my grandparents immigrated from Madrid, Spain. I found out recently, due to research and due to the connection that I have to my husband, that my family on my dad's side came from North India, and then they migrated, towards other places like Europe and Egypt and all over the place. We're everywhere. We're in America as well now, North America now. And yeah, so I've been wanting to impart my sense of knowledge, what I've learned along the way, with you all. For a while, I've been wanting to introduce series. I don't know how that's going to work out with you guys. But from time to time, I'll make videos like this and introduce them and see how they resonate with you. If they resonate, great, then utilize them. And if they don't, then I just ask that you would not post anything unkind. Like some dude posted something like, I don't know why the F somebody recommended this video. So one or two things happened with him. Was either he wasn't ready to hear whatever it was that somebody shared with him, or it didn't resonate with him, which I don't care one way or the other, because if it doesn't resonate with you, then the actuality is that message isn't for you, or you're not ready to hear it. And I can be guilty of that, because sometimes we're not open, we're not receptive, we're closed off to teachings, we're closed off to realities, because the reality is too awestruck. It's too much for us to grasp. What do you mean I don't know? What do you mean I need growth here? What do you mean I need to change? What do you mean I'm too stubborn? What do you mean I don't have that knowledge, or I don't have that wisdom? We all have something to learn from the moment that we come out of the birth canal to the moment that we leave this avatar. There's something that we have to learn. So don't take that personally. Don't take the universe as a big brother, so to speak, you know, trying to kick us in the pants all the time. We can feel that way. Lord knows. And I use that term loosely. Lord knows. We can feel that way. We can feel like, oh my God, again? Really? I just got out of, you know, one of these cycles, these crazy cycles where everything's going wrong or everything's going bad, and really I'm back in another cycle. Shit, you know, give me a break, universe. And that's true. But look at it this way. Every time we go through a cycle, we release karma. And it's not a good karma that we're releasing. It's a bad karma that we're releasing. And so that's why we came as well. It's because the universe, university, I don't know where university, who thought up the term university, but and who thought up the term universe, but they really mirror each other fantastically when you stop and think about it, because of the fact that the universe holds everything encompassed, right? Everyone on the planet and all the planets and all the multiverses, right? University holds all the knowledge that you go there to obtain and acquire, and then maybe end up, you know, with your little certification or diploma at the end of the rainbow that says, I got it. I graduated. I obtained that knowledge I came for. So it's the same thing. It's the universe telling us by these lessons, whether they're hard or they're easy. Some of them, keeping it real, are a kick in the ass. You know, divorce is a kick in the ass. Losing a job is a kick in the ass. Having people destroy your life is a kick in the ass. You know, having people betray you is a kick in the ass. Having, you know, hunger, having desires, wants, your necessities not being met is a kick in the ass. Maybe losing friends is a kick in the ass. Maybe, you know, losing a parent is a kick in the ass. Maybe children growing up and forgetting all the things that you did for them as, you know, they were a kick in the ass, a pain in the ass, but you stuck with them and you reared them anyway, and you maybe were a single parent like I was for up to 10 years, and that was a kick in the ass. But I would do it again because I love my children no matter what. And as adults, they have a right? They have free will. They have a right to go on and do things with their life, in their life, and as they choose. But back to the main subject. The main subject is we came here to the university to learn. And some of the lessons are going to be really solid, and you're going to feel like, oh yeah, it's an epiphany. Duh, dun dun dun. You know, you got that dun 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 moment. Oh, I got out of my dun 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 moment. I get it now. Or you're going to be like, I fucking hate you, and I fucking hate the world, and I can't believe I'm here, and why do I have to go through this shit, and I don't want to go through this shit, you know. Sorry, YouTube. Hopefully I'm not cursing too much, but we do feel that way. We feel like, God dang, I don't want to go through this, or what did I do to deserve this? Dang, you know, get this stink off of me, because, you know, either I can't handle it, or it's too much for me, or it just, like, it comes in waves and you become overwhelmed, right? So try to think about it as, okay, you have feathers in your cap. I like to call them feathers in your cap because they're tools. Unless you're under 12 or even under 15, then you may not have any tools, right? Because maybe you've still been sheltered, you're still going through growing stages. But once you reach, you know, especially 21, once you reach 21, you're not a baby anymore. You're not. You're a responsible, mature being, and you're expected to behave like one. Thus, the universe gives you harder and harder life lessons, because in the beginning, as you remember, you were allowed to play the whole day if you wanted to, sleep the rest of it, and eat as much as you wanted, and somebody even had to dispose of what you ate because that's just the way it was. But now as an adult, whatever you eat, wherever you sleep, if you don't clean up after your own bottom, guess what? Nobody's gonna do it but yeah. So that's part of what the universe is telling you, is now it's your responsibility to learn these life lessons, get through these levels. And you can't blame anybody but yourself. If you allow yourself to be depressed, which we do from time to time, we all get depressed. I'm guilty of that, especially if it's genetic. Sometimes you can't help that, right? But the whole life lesson and life purpose is to do something to get yourself out of that. So is watching nothing but breakup movies gonna help you? No. If you're going through, like, you know, a separation or maybe a hardship in relationships, that's not gonna help. If you're going through maybe that a boss is just being like a demon, you know, of hell to you, if you're gonna watch nothing but dramas that have to do with murder and mayhem, that's not gonna help. Okay, so getting out in nature, walking, getting out of your headspace, exercising, even though guilty sometimes I don't exercise and I should, but I do try, and I have begun to do so more and more. Those things are going to help. Meditating. What do I mean by meditating? For those people who have never meditated in their life, that could be an overwhelming statement. What do you mean I have to meditate? Whoa. I don't want to spend an hour sitting down going om, or I don't want to sit for an hour and just trying not to think, because logically, people that have never meditated before, your mind goes whack. I mean, whack. Literally everything you try not to think about, your brain starts thinking about all of those things all of a sudden, and it's overactive. So that's not what meditation is all about. Meditation could be you take a glass of iced tea or lemonade or beer or wine out to your patio, if that's what you can do. Sitting quietly, in quietude, in stillness. That's your time out. That's your zen. You're in your zen moment because you're not thinking about anything. All you're doing is admiring nature outside, the trees, the leaves, whatever's growing, whatever plants are growing, even if it's the weeds. Okay, not the weeds, because then you start thinking about, I gotta weed the backyard. Darn it, Ella, why'd you do this to me? So not the weeds, but, you know, just taking it in and taking a breath. Taking the time out for yourself. Because, you know, the world is so hurried nowadays. all we ever do is, if we're a parent, all we ever do is raise children and direct them and don't do this and don't do that. And if you do it this way, it'll work out. If you do it that way, maybe it'll work out better. But do we tell ourselves that? No. Do we tell ourselves to give ourselves a break? No. We're very hard on ourselves, and if truth be known, we're our worst critics. So you have to learn to nurture yourself. When they say your inner child, they don't mean you have to be like a 2-year-old and throw tantrums or do playtime all day long or color. But there's nothing wrong with that if you do like to color. My mom used to color up until the time she passed away. She loved coloring in coloring books for children. And there was nothing wrong with that because that gave her peace. I'm just saying that I think the Buddha was right when he said that the middle road was the right road. When you're trying to be too good, it's too extreme. It's impossible. We're human. We're going to err. So that's really putting a lot of pressure to be perfect on yourself. Being mean, being bombastic, being narcissistic, that's the other extreme. It's all about me. I don't think about you. You don't matter. And what I want is what I want. And to hell with you. I owe you nothing. You didn't bring me into this world. Well, guess what? They didn't bring you into this world. But guess what? You didn't bring them into the world either. So you have to have an even keel. So I think the Buddha was right. I call him the Buddha because I can never pronounce his real name. However, the Buddha had it right when he finally decided to start eating and to start partaking of life again. See, he understood once he left his palace grounds that there was suffering out there, that there was real things out there happening that he didn't experience. He had no life experience. The only thing he got to experience before leaving those palace grounds was people were feeding him literally from the plate to his mouth. He was given the most beautiful woman to marry. His children were healthy. Everybody around him was healthy. All he knew was beauty. All he knew was peace. All he knew was calmness. All he knew was luxuries. Once he left the palace and started seeing all this suffering, then he, I believe, started to believe that there has to be a way to experience all of these things that others are experiencing it for me to understand it, to come to terms with it. And that's the human part of us, that we're always trying to understand life, or why things happen, why does this happen, etc. Took him a long time to finally have his university moment, his aha moment, his I got the diploma moment. But when he got it, he realized there was the middle ground. It was the balance. Not too much in excess and not too little, to where you're not allowing yourself to be happy. You're not allowing yourself to be enjoy or partake of life. You're not forcing yourself to be poor, because a lot of people think of being impoverished or living without, that's just being meek and being humble. Maybe that's a life for certain people that maybe do service like nuns or what have you. But stop and think about it. They're being taken care of. They have clothes, they have food, they have shelter, they have a roof over their head. So they're not really poor. To me, poor is living under a bridge, either because you choose it or because you don't have choice, because you don't have a job or you don't have money, so what have you. But the point is, when the Buddha finally decided, I understand, it's the middle. And we're not always going to be in the middle, right? That's the other thing. Remember what I said, being too hard on yourself. So we're not always going to be in the middle. So we're not always going to be a balance. And I know as a Libra, I'm always struggling with this. I'm an air sign. So, oh my God, I'm being mean. I gotta be nicer. So here I go off balance. Oh my God, I'm being too nice. So I gotta be a little bit more upfront about what I need and what I want, because people take advantage of me. So I go off balance. So people either think I'm being a bee if I'm trying to be more requesting or telling them these are my needs, and I'm not backing down because these are my needs and I have a right to my needs. Or they think I'm a wimp because I'm too nice. So the thing is, this video is not only for you, it's for me. It's a life lesson for all of us. Balance. Balance. And it doesn't mean that we're always going to be in that balance. But the thing is, the feather in the cap is your tool, is that you have that new schema. S-C-E-M-A. Schema. Look it up. It's psychology. It's a new memory. It's a new input. So it's a tool. It's a feather. It's a tool that you can use to recenter yourself. Yeah, we're going to blow up. Woo, my Lord. I'm so pissed right now. I'm so angry. Oh my God. If you only were in front of me, I would tear you to shreds. Balance. That's where the tool is. Let it go. Not that important. Let it go. Wimpy. Crying. You hurt me. You hurt me. You hurt me. You damaged me. You just tore me to pieces. And I'm never going to be whole again. This too shall pass. Is it a life lesson? Yes. Does it hurt? Like hell. Yeah. But the point is, once you have those tools, you feel the energies, whether it's a positive energy like hurrah, hooray, we're graduating, woo, we got that diploma, we did it, we surpassed the goal, we got the job, we have that great relationship, whatever. Or, damn it, I hate you, I hate life. I call it Martha for the MF word. Darn it, Martha. It could be one of those moments. Whatever it is, so long as you use your tools, it might take you a minute, give yourself a break, but you're going to come back into that balance again. And that's the whole thing, is experiencing that balance and knowing how to bring yourself back into that balance. That's why they're always talking about meditation and whatnot, but really what it is meditating on the thoughts. What got you to either the positive moments when you see rainbows and butterflies and you think unicorns can fly and all that other, Pegasus, etc. Or the extreme of, I hate you, I want you to die. I want you to die, and I want you to die 1,000 deaths, and I want it now, and I want it times infinity. Feel it. That's part of our existence, our birthing in as a human. I know it sounds crazy, and people are probably going to be like, maybe Ella from Victoria Violet's Tarot is a little off. No, honestly, you have to feel the energy. You have to feel the emotions. You have to think things through to place them in perspective logically, right? You have to feel it because you allow yourself to have those thoughts. You allow yourself to have and experience those emotions because it's a life lesson. How did it feel? How did it feel when you were elated, when you were euphoric, when you were so like in love, or when you were so like, oh my God, celebration, it was great. It felt wonderful. When you had the perfect day, everything worked out magically. It just felt like serendipity. Everything fell into place. Magic. How did it feel? When things don't work out. When somebody tells you something 1 minute and then they change their mind, like they doggone have, I don't know, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde inside of them. You're like, who the hell are you? I don't recognize you. What are you doing? And you're an imposter, and bring me back that person that I know, and they're not behaving normally or the way that they're supposed to or the way I know them to behave. How does that make you feel? When you get fired from a job, when you know you were doing an excellent job and you gave your job your all, and all of a sudden you're on the chopping block, while some other people who brown nose get to stay in that job, even get maybe promotions when you didn't, and you do a better job, but they brown nosed. How did that make you feel? Again, these two extremes, this extreme of euphoria, of how it felt, was to teach you that when you go into this extreme, this helps you rebalance. Happy thoughts, balance again. Because you know that things are not going to stay like this forever if you can bring yourself back into balance. It may take a minute. Give yourself the permission to be human. We're here experiencing human life and reality. That's the truth. Now, why are we allowed to feel these moments that are like, I want to be Kalima, which people don't know this, but she initiated me. I did not ask for Kali to come into my life. One day, I was very extremely depressed. Kali decided to adopt me as her daughter. And literally through a vision, she came to me and she initiated me. And so I will follow her to the end of my life. And that's how Hinduism came into my life over 20 years ago. I didn't even know who Kali was. I didn't know who Kali was. Come to find, Kali Ma is Santa Sara, La Kali, which means the dark one or the black one. And she is the saint of the gypsies. Go figure. I'm a gypsy. Synchronicities, visions, call it what you will. But your ancestors have a way of connecting with you, right? So I'll follow her for the rest of my life. But when I'm in my Kali mood, you better move, because this placid Libra becomes somebody who wants justice at all costs. When I'm at my Libra, that's loving Venus, and I just want to sprinkle everybody with fairy dust and everybody be happy, then that's the beautiful positive part of my Libra. So again, life lessons, learning what's a balance of, okay, I'm getting a little bit heated here. Let me go back down. I'm being way too nice to the point of where I'm being stepped on. Let me bring that balance in. The problem is when we go from one extreme to another constantly. Like, let's say you're a type of person that's always been known as a very nice and easygoing person who goes with the flow no matter what they tell you. I'm going to eat scorpions tonight. I'll fry them up for you. Oh, yeah. You want to go and go to a strip club with me? Yeah, let's go. You're the yes person. You don't ever know how to say no because you really don't want to do it, but you don't know how to say no. Or if you're a person that's always in the B mood, always that way, that's your mood. You're just a moody person. You're known as a moody person. Okay, so those are two very extreme, right, differences of personalities. So what happens when the moody person starts balancing out, and you start seeing that they're balancing out, you're like, what are they up to? They're up to something. It's not that. They're starting to master themselves, and they're starting to master their personalities, and they're starting to master their moods, and know that when they're going into a mood, to bring themselves back to normalcy, to balance, to placidness, right? Then you have the other personality type that's always the yes person and doesn't know how to have a voice. They suddenly stop being so nice Or let me rephrase that. They stop saying yes to everything and they start learning how to do their balancing act to where they can say, no, I don't want this. No, I don't like that. No, it doesn't feel good. No, what you're doing? No, it's not my bag. Bye. Then this person becomes, oh my God, they're acting like a bee. And then this person, oh my God, all of a sudden they change. They're such a wimp. It's just the spirit. It's just the personality. It's just the ego aligning itself. So yeah, if somebody surprises you because they're being that way and then they remain that way, then you know that if they remain that way, there's a change that came about in them. They've learned to master the self, which is the ultimate. That's the beginning of what they call nirvana or mukti, or learning how to use the apps, you know, the apps for this avatar, the faculties, the cells, everything. Because you can tell your cells not to be sick. People don't know that unless they have cancer and they have this strong passion that they want to live and survive, then they surpass it somehow miraculously. It's not miraculously, it's that they learn to master their cells, their biology. And they told themselves their brain, their app in their brain, that part of their brain, that app that had the will, the desire to live. Because remember, we can master and we can manifest anything we want, good or bad. They just learned how to do that. So that's all this is. Again, we're in university and we're here until we take the last breath in this avatar, until the last exhalation happens. We're here to learn. So I know this was probably a little heavy for some of you out there that are going into your, this is mostly for my workers, for my light workers, and for people that think that they're gifted, or maybe know they're gifted but don't know what to do with yourselves, or how to help yourselves, or how to grow yourselves or your gift. These sessions that are going to be inserted here and there with all the other videos of astrology and horoscopes are me gifting to you what I've had to go through in order to get to this level. And you know what? I don't have this immense ego that one day if a student, in other words, someone watching, supersedes me and grows beyond what my knowledge is or what my understandings are of this universe and how to use our avatar and how to grow and how to balance. I have no ego whatsoever that I can't step back and say, how marvelous is that the teacher becomes a student. Because in my philosophy that I've always taken in life is that until the day that I take my last exhalation of this body and these lungs, I'm a student of life and I'm going to learn something each and every day that's going to help me and that maybe later can help you. So again, it's the middle ground. It's not being too nice. It's not being too mean. It's loving yourself so that you can love others. It's not a sacrifice if you really love a person to go with that flow. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is loving yourself enough to know whether you want a relationship or don't want a relationship. Loving the person and respecting that person enough to talk to them like humans, like a humane person, and telling them, you know, maybe this isn't working out, in a humane way, in a nice, positive way, so that you don't build more karma. For people out there that are are employers, take a page out of your employee's book. Put yourself in their position. You might be a boss, you might be a company owner. If there's some retraining to do it with with kindness. Do it with respect. And I promise you, you're going to have an employee that's going to be loyal to you, that's going to be good to you, that's going to treat your business like it was their own and take care of you and watch your back, have your back. It's the way you treat others. That's how they're going to treat you. If you treat others with respect, then you should expect that they treat you with that same dignity, that same respect. But then there are some that expect that they want the respect, but they don't know how to treat others with dignity. It doesn't go that way. It doesn't work that way. That's not the way this program works. Because someone who has a tool, who has a feather, who's got their eyes open, can see you from a mile away coming and will sidestep you. Oh, here they come. I better get it moving because I'm just not into this. It's not my bag. And then those that are too nice, you get stepped on all the time, so you don't get your needs met. Find your balance. Again, having your beer, having your wine, or just sitting down with some, I don't know, peanuts, sunflowers that you want to share with the birds while you're eating your own sunflower seeds, whatever it is, it's your bag. Gardening, sitting quietly, closing your eyes for a minute. I like to sit in the sun for 5 minutes or so and just have the sun penetrate my pineal gland, my third eye. Cleanses it, helps me to think clearer, and it gives me a sense of I'm connected to source again. This could be that simple. So anyway, like I said, I don't want to bore you guys, and I can't change the name of my channel since I've already named it. I don't think it's gonna work. I'm not that computer savvy, and if I only have 11 subscribers since my channel is such a baby channel right now, that I'd hate to lose you guys, because I'm very grateful to the universe for you, and I am trying to hit my 1,000 mark. But I'd like to show you my face, and I'd like for you to get to know me in a more personal, intimate way. Again, my name is Ella Gadiparthi, and I am a pagan, but at the same time, my husband is Hindu, and Kali and Ganesha, Parvati, Shiva, Krishna are Hindu gods and goddesses. My Lakshmi, my beautiful Lakshmi, that's nothing but pure love and grace, and just wants to impart nothing but beautiful things like prosperity and calmness, right? But then I have my Orishas, which are African Yoruba, religion, and I couldn't live without them because they keep me centered. They teach me lessons that if I lose my balance, then they let me know. And of course, my archangels, which I call my uncles, my arcs that have trained me. I've never had a teacher. I was born a medium, a psychic medium, clairvoyant, and they've been my teachers. I could hear them before I could see them, and so I'm never alone. There may not be another physical body in here running around avatar-wise, but I guarantee you I have about a good 15 people in here with me being-wise in spirit. So I'm not alone. I'm never alone. We're never alone in general. We always have our angels, and of course I can't leave out the fairies. Sorry, fairies. I can't leave my fairies out. My fairies are very beautiful and naughty, and as you will later see, when my hair starts to get to at least here, my hair has a tendency of doing its own thing, but also it will be in knots. So I will look a hot mess because they get into my hair. They love to pull my hair. They love to lay in my hair and be in my hair. That's their bag. They love it when you have a lot of plants. So if you have plants, if you have a green thumb, If you like to grow things that are indoors, the more the merrier. They love it. Give them their sweet water. Share with them, some spring water, and put a cube of sugar in there, or a little bit of sugar, honey, whatever you want to share with them. They will love you and always care about you. Yeah, I think that's about it. I covered all my guides. And of course, well, my ancestors goes without saying. I literally dream about them. My gypsy ancestors come to me when there's something big about to happen in my life, big turning point. And my grandmother or my mom, my mom's mom. She was really awesome. And I can still feel her. And if I'm getting emotional, it's not because of anything bad. She was such a beautiful person. She would, I don't know, to me, for that age, at that time, ladies were, real ladies. As far as like gentle ladies, right? She came from money. That's not what made her special. What made her special was she was a very quiet woman. She was a woman that you could see and feel her wisdom. She didn't have to speak. When I was around her, and I'm sorry because I loved my grandmother, she would sew. She would make her own clothes. She'd make her own aprons. And not just shoddy work. She was an expert seamstress. And she had this green thumb that she could literally grow roses from nothing in coffee cans, right? And also that she would make doilies, knitting, crocheting, embroidering. She didn't have any schooling, but this woman could use a pattern and cut and make her own dresses, make her own clothes, and the quilts that she would make were just, oh my God, you can't buy those anymore. They're so shoddy. The work that the way they put it together, it undoes. The materials are not woven together correctly or sewed together, sturdily. So the material might be beautiful, but it's not the same quality as in those days, right? And the people that quilt, she could do all of that. So meanwhile, she would just sit there and either be sewing and watching her telenovelas, which is soap operas in Spanish. And I didn't speak a word of Spanish because I was not allowed. And so I would answer in English and she'd speak to me in Spanish. So of course I know Spanish, but I couldn't speak it. But yet, she could sit there for hours just in silence. In silence, doing her work. She was never an idle woman. She always had something that she was working on. And she would have the telenovelas in the background, playing. And I wouldn't talk either because, well, I was a kid and the way that I was taught was you're to be seen and not heard. And it's a lot more strict than the way things are right now, and I understand that. Some of us were just raised that way. And she wasn't doing that. She was growing her plants. And she had so many friends. So the things, why I'm sharing this with you is that she's still around me. Her energy is still around me. Anytime I feel like I'm needing, she's still around me. So you can call on your ancestors. You can call on your past, your loved ones that have passed. Sometimes Goddess gives them that opportunity to stick around and not move on to another life form, because their job is still to help you or to help other loved ones that are in your family as well. And so you can always call on them, your grandparent, your sister, your brother, your mother, whomever. And if you feel them close, then, you know, you can talk to them. You can share your day with them, and you can share your experience with them, and they can find a way to help you get past whatever it is that you may be experiencing. So you have a lot of avenues, and you have a lot of beings that are around you that maybe you can't see them because they're not in their avatar anymore. They're not in this shell that we were birthed into humanity with. And I do apologize for getting emotional, but my grandmother, that's how special she was to me. She was a treasure to me because she taught me how to be a good, loving person, how to work with my hands and make things with my hands. And I love to do beadwork. So see what I mean? Whatever outlet you have is a form of a meditation. You don't have to literally sit here and go Om or Om Nyong Rengekyo, Om Nyong Rengekyo. If that's not your bag, just sitting there sewing, bordering, making a puzzle, you know, doing a word puzzle, you know, in your word find book, or listening to soothing music, or not listening to anything but the sound of the birds outside. To me, all those things are meditations. We're all different. We may all be having a human experience, but we're all unique in our own way at the same time. The same, because we all experience things. Even the people that don't want to feel. Like we can say, oh, I don't want to feel love, and I don't ever want to share with anybody else that part of me because I'm not giving myself in. You know, that's fine, but guess what? You still need people. You're not alone in this world, on this planet. If that was so, you would be the only person on this planet, and I can tell you, you're not. So you do need people. You just don't have to be dependent on them. That's all. Some people think that, like, for example, if they're in a serious relationship, that means they have to give all of themselves because they lose themselves in this relationship. No, you can still be an individual. You can be an individual at work. You can be an individual when you're with your friends, because that's a different relationship. That's just being friendly and chatting and having maybe hobbies that are similar. Then with your significant other, you share a more intimate part of you that has nothing to do with how you react or act around your friends or how you act or react at work. You have different personalities and different parts of you, different apps, different tools. When you're balanced or try to become more balanced, you learn that you can share yourself with different people, parents, friends, siblings, your spouse, your significant other. But when you're out of balance, you feel like you can only give yourself to your friends or to your siblings or to your parents or to your spouse. And that's the person that needs to learn the balance. No one has all the answers. If we had all the answers, we wouldn't be here on earth anymore. We would have reached mukti, or you would literally see us sitting like the Buddhas, the Lamas do, and leaving their bodies. And that's when they can choose, when they want to leave this earth without suiciding themselves. Because they literally are given the opportunity to know the day that and the hour that they want to leave. Because they don't have anything to prove anymore. They don't have anything to learn anymore. They've already reached that. Let's take an extreme example. Let's say you want to learn how to levitate, right? Gravity on this planet is to keep you down. But so is karma. So if you want to learn to levitate, hypothetically, stop taking on more karma. Make your yoke lighter. make your experiences lighter by using your tools to come back into balance. Even if you're like this, still working on getting back into balance, right? My point is, you can't expect to fly. You can't expect to walk on water. You can't expect to race off of the ground if you're constantly in conflict with yourself, because really that's what bringing yourself out of balance is. You're not really in conflict with me or with someone else. You're in conflict with yourself. And when you can bring yourself back into balance, even if you were in this state just a moment ago, bringing yourself back into balance, then you're learning how to use that app. And when I keep pointing at my head, it's because the brain is like, between the brain and your nervous system, it's a computer. It's a huge, beautiful, extraordinary, is not even the word, manifestation of a computer. And it works much like that. That's why I used the term video game on one of my videos that I presented for my Taurians, specifically because they were living too much in their head at the time. Because we can switch. We can switch from being super angry to being pleasant, calm, relaxed. We can choose. It's all up to us. Nobody's pushing our buttons. Nobody's in control but you. Learn how to use your apps. And that goes for every one of us, including me. That's what I'm here to do, is learn how to use these apps to the best of my ability until I take my last exhalation. Whether I get to mukti, nirvana as others call it, heaven as some people call it, or not, it's not as relevant as the road. If I want to win at lottery, but I never buy a ticket, how do I expect to win? If I want to win bingo, but I never go play. Does that make sense to you? That's the same way. I've always looked at education, for example, as, okay, right now I'm 32 hours short of a bachelor's degree, right, that I'm working towards. When I started out in life at the age of 11, I had to leave school, so I had a 6th grade education. I had a 6th grade education till I was 24, 25. Then I got a GED. My point is, you cannot expect to get to a higher plane level or a higher plane of consciousness if you don't exert some kind of effort. It's just not going to just sit here and all of a sudden I'm just going to become Buddha, or I'm just going to become Jesus, or I'm just going to become so enlightened that I'm a Lama, or I'm just going to become Gandhi or Mother Teresa, or I'm just going to become Shiva. Not going to happen unless I make the effort. But effort, I'm not talking about having to work so hard that you stress. No. Again, however you're going at it, every one of us has our different pace. You have to find that pace, because that's what brings the balance. If I'm running, let's say even in a relationship, right? I'm running and I'm in a relationship with you, in an intimate one, and you're crawling, and I'm always bitching and complaining. Why aren't you running? Why aren't you running? Wait a minute. There's something wrong with that picture. If you want me to run, teach me. Have patience for me. Take me with you on your journey. But if you're running and you know I'm crawling, have patience for me to get to your level. Because all you're doing is you're putting stress on me to have to run when I can't run yet. I barely learned how to walk, and now I'm maybe power walking, but I'm not running. And you're running, 2 miles in 5 minutes, and I'm taking 26 minutes to walk 2 miles. Why are you going to stress me out when you can teach me how to run with kindness, with love, with understanding? Bring people along with you on your journey when you learn how to do something spectacular, when you learn something spectacular about these tools, when you learn how to master these tools. Teach other people. You know what the worst thing you can do? Have you ever been at a job where somebody's a trainer? They don't really want to train you because they have this feeling inside of them, this terror that if they teach you how to do the job, you might be more intelligent than them and you might take their job or position. Stop being stingy. Stop being stingy with your knowledge. If you really do have something to impart with others. And it's not via intelligence, it's via wisdom. I can have all the titles in the world. I can be a PhD and still haven't got a clue. Like my brother that passed used to say, no snap, man. You got no snap. Get some snap. If you're that wise, and I believe there's a lot of wise people out there, bring those people with you on your journey. Allow them to elevate with you. That's the whole point. Otherwise, all you want to do is have a God-like ego that you want to be heard, that you want to be the end all, that you want all eyes on you, and whatever comes out of your mouth, whatever utterances you have, oh my gosh, there must be Jesus incarnate again. It's not about that. It's about sharing. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. So share that wealth. So if this video resonates with you, we'll have more like this. This was just a getting to know you. Let's call it a mingling thing, a social mingling thing, since we can't do socializing right now. We social distancing at this point. But this is me. My name is Ella Gadiparthi. I am the voice and the face of Victoria Violet's Tarot. And hopefully within the next 2 weeks, I'm going to have an update on what happened on the 29th, and we're going to have a reveal if the universe thought it was something that was for me, or the universe decided that that wasn't something that I'm supposed to be doing after all. And I'm going to have to use that balance. Learn how to use that balance, hone that in. So anyway, again, for my light workers, these are going to be life lessons, life sessions that I impart with you, because I didn't have any teachers except my arcs. And it shouldn't be that hard. For those of you that are crystals or that are stars, star children, millennials and lower, then things are more easy for you. But that doesn't mean that because you came activated that you know everything. So calm down. Again, if you have a wisdom to impart, share it with joy and kindness. Nobody likes a know-it-all. So think about it. So anyway, we're going to keep doing these videos in between the astrological / horoscope videos, because that's my passion. But this is also my passion, talking about how to grow your consciousness and how to grow your gift. This is my whole purpose of trying to learn, to use this technology. I wasn't born in the computer age, so this is a little bit hard for people like myself and my age. So if anybody sees this video and says, hey, Ella, guess what? I can help you. I'm happy to help you. I'm in the San Antonio region, or we can Skype and FaceTime, whatever. I'll learn how to Zoom if I have to. And you know how to get my videos to a different level of production, learning to put tags on them and learning how to beautify them to where they're more appealing commercially. I'm open. And I also am open to someone out there who's musically inclined. I would like my own theme music. And I don't know how to do all of that stuff. I didn't come activated with those tools, with those gifts. My activated energy was much like the star child or the crystal. But we did all the legwork. So I am taking the kudos for that. My indigos, we may not have come activated fully as my crystals, which I love. I'm just giving you a hard time. And my star children, my stars, my star child, my stars, we may not have been fully activated. We had to do the legwork. We had to do the research. We had to do the remembering and coming back into who we really are and remembering who we really are. Nonetheless, we were happy to do that for you. We laid the groundwork, and now it is time for you to step up, but we're going to save that for another video. For right now, I just want to give kudos to my indigos, my light workers, my healers, and my tarot readers that are mediums, psychics, are everywhere. We're all born psychically inclined. Let's get that straight. I want to let that out of the bag. Everybody on the planet is psychic. Whether you refuse to listen, whether you close your mind off, whether you don't want to pay attention to the ahas or your spidey senses, as I call them, that's on you. We all have the gift. Some of us, like myself, were born with that activated, so we can hear, we can see clearer than a lot of others. It doesn't mean that we're the only ones. It just means that we embraced listening and seeing. So again, but my kudos right now are going out to my indigos, because we've had to endure a lot to learn about the human race, a lot to learn how to get to this point, and how to survive, and how they wrote this for us. I don't know if you can see this. It says, hey, you don't quit, and how not to quit. It's been so hard as an indigo that there has been a lot of times that I wanted to press reset. But I'm still here. And I'll probably be here another at least 30 years. So might as well enjoy the ride. Might as well share with you what I've learned. Might as well impart with you whatever wisdoms I can to make your existence easier. Sorry, my bra is showing. To let you know that this isn't just a curse, as some of our indigos, including myself, have felt all these years. Is it a gift or is it a curse? Is it a gift or is it a curse? You know, because sometimes the gift is so beautiful, but then it's the dark night of the soul at the same time, because it hurts to be an empath. It hurts to be a medium, because we feel everything that humanity feels. Everybody that comes into contact with us, we have to learn how to filter that and protect and shield. Nonetheless, I want to keep doing these videos, and I really want you to take whatever you need from these videos, and if they resonate with you, great. If you're an indigo, if you're a star child, or if you're a crystal, that's over the age of 12 or so, then these videos are for you. Of course, if you're 12, then get your parents' permission. But if they know that you're metaphysically inclined, that you're supernaturally inclined, then I'm sure they won't mind, because I try not to curse, but sometimes they do, so I do. I'm a vessel. And anyway, it was nice getting to know you. I'm glad that I was able to share this part of myself with you, because it had taken a minute for me to feel comfortable to be in front of the camera, for you to be able to hear me and actually hear my voice. And I don't mean my voice that comes out of my mouth and my voice pipe. I mean to hear me as Ella. So nonetheless, I'm excited to be here, and I'm praying that my YouTube channel just explodes with people like myself that really feel connected, because it's not just about information. And I want y'all to know something. For me, it's not fortune telling when I do my tarot. For me, it's sharing a message for that sign, or for all signs, planetary-wise, when things are aligned, etc. It's making an educated decision. It helps you. Information helps you. When you gather information, you utilize it normally to make an educated decision. So it's not telling you your future. It's telling you the possibilities, for warnings, foreboding. And if you can change that for the betterment, then great. That's what readings are for. So that you know how to strategize, so you know the direction to take. Anyway, this is a lot longer than I intended. I'm using my computer right now. My best friend told me I could use my computer, and I was about to go buy an iPad, which I still think I am, because these type of sessions I don't mind doing on the computer, but an iPad can help me, because I can adjust it to where you can see the cards. And so for that, I probably will be using something similar to an iPhone. The other thing is that I noticed that this is a little grainy, and you can see my shadow, and so that's kind of, it's okay, but it's just I'd prefer for it to be with more clarity. And again, looking at me, that's not the purpose. This is my avatar, but this is part of Ella, so I'm glad to share it with you. I'm glad to finally be pagan and proud. And hopefully this resonates with you. Hopefully you want more of these videos, and hopefully you get the messages, even if it's a bit or piece or just a minute term or turn of phrase, or some part of the message that resonates with you, that you needed to hear at that moment. Whenever you see this video is when it's meant for you. Maybe you're going through something, or maybe you're coming out of something and you're like, oh, that's why this happened, or that's why this is the way I do things. This is what this series is for. Teaching yourself, giving yourself that aha moment of why you are the way you are. Yes, you're different. Yes, you're unique. That doesn't mean bad. It just means that you work differently than a lot of other people. So again, this is Ella Gadiparthi from Victoria Violet's Tarot, with an S, Violet's Tarot. And funny thing is, I always wanted to have a daughter named Victoria, but I only had one daughter. So that's where the Victoria came in. Violets are beautiful flowers, and the color violet is gorgeous. Tarot is self-explanatory. And again, I hope that you choose to frequent my channel. I hope you do share, but I do mostly hope you subscribe and tell your folks, tell your peeps, because I need to reach 1,000. Right now I have 11, and I'm so grateful to my subscribers. Please don't think I'm not. I'm so grateful. That's why I'm not changing the name. But from time to time, I will slip in these, journey lessons or impromptus. that we can learn from together, okay? Much love, much light, much grace to you daily. Grace, because grace is a beautiful way to handle stress, to handle things that maybe are just very heavy. This is not an easy existence. The earthly plane, I've been told, is the hardest. And from what I remember from other lifetimes, yeah, life experiences, and from other energy or energetic life other avatars I've used, or sometimes I haven't even had to use an avatar. This has been the hardest. So I want you to know I'm here. I want you to know that if you didn't know how to navigate before, I'm here to help you, to guide you, if that's what you feel you need. And again, if this is not something that resonates with you, then it's okay not to watch. It's okay to shut off, the video and go seek. There's so many channels out there that I guarantee you there's a teacher, a sensei, a guide. There's someone out there for you. If I'm not the one, there is someone out there for you. Because right now, the crystals and the star children have learned so easily to manifest that they know how to read, that they know how to use their mediumship, their psychic abilities, and that's why there's such an explosion on YouTube. So trust me when I tell you this, I will not be offended if you choose to go to another channel that resonates more with you. It's the same thing at university. I can teach you math and you won't get it. Another teacher, you take their class, very same exact information, instruction is given, and it resonates and you get it. Suddenly, it's clear. That's the whole point of people being on YouTube. So again, with much love and light, I know I've kept you much too long. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I hope to share and impart more information as we go along through the months and years. And I don't want it to be hard for you the way it was so hard for me to know why I do things, or why I am the way I am, or how to do life. So that's why I'm sharing. That's why I'm deciding to come out of my shell. I'm an introvert. But that's why I'm deciding to share, because I need my light workers, I need my healers, I need my energy workers that are to help expound, to help grow energy for others out there that are working in the front lines, meaning out in public. If you want to stay in the shadows, not in the shadows, but behind the scenes, that's up to you. But so long as you lend your energy to something positive, then maybe that's the way you're supposed to. That's fine. The whole purpose of these series is to teach you, to show you what I've learned, and to grow beyond that, obviously, because I always want you to grow beyond that. If you've been with me for 15 years and you have grown none, I'm doing something wrong. Whatever I'm expressing to you, or whatever I've chosen to impart with you, I've done something wrong, that you have not learned anything. So again, we will be seeing each other some more with series, and those I think I will do in front of this camera because it's bigger and I can talk to you and I can show you things much easier than when I'm doing my tarot. I'm really enjoying this because I feel like I'm able to connect with you somehow, whereas when I'm doing my tarot, it's more just I'm listening and it's all just being channeled. And here I'm actually imparting as having a human experience. I'm sharing with you what I've learned and what works for me and what didn't work for me, or how I figured out who I really was and why I do what I do. So again, I've kept y'all long enough. I'm gonna call y'all my neighbors because we're gonna be las vecinas, like we're gonna be neighbors, okay? Los vecinos. And we'll visit each other frequently, and then you can interact with me in the comment section and let me know, hey, yeah, you know what, Ella, you're right, I feel like this sometimes and I wondered, or no, Ella, I don't get this, can you maybe expand on this? And then I'll do another video on that particular topic to expand some more, because it's an interaction, it's a give and a take. This whole life lesson, this whole university is about a give and a take. And a real teacher that you mesh with is going to be able to share that with you. It's going to be able to express it in a way to where you get it. And if you don't get it, like I said, there's other channels, and find that sensei, find that guide or that conduit that is going to give you the answers that you're looking for, or help you to obtain that balance that you need. That's what it's all about. Anyway, there are a lot of people on YouTube that I admire. Kelly Rosano is one of them. Excuse me, Sasha Bonham, I think that's his name. He's very sweet. His energy is positive. And then there's Victor, and I can't remember Victor's last name right now. He doesn't do tarot. He only does like life coaching, like what I'm doing right now. But those people have been very influential. And the person that's been the most influential, of course, which is from India, but he also comes into America, and right now I'm doing his inner engineering course, is Sadhguru. Sadhguru. He is Indian. He's from India. And I agree with, I want to say 98% of his teachings. He doesn't believe in tarot. That's okay. That's his bag. But the point is to find a guide, a teacher, a sensei that's going to help you find your balance, help you learn to use your tools, help you gain control of the app, and help you to press the delete button when it's not working out because that wasn't meant for you, and help you to we'll use this side of the brain for today, help you to retain the schema, the new information that you do want to keep. Because like, let's say, for example, traumatic events. If you want to keep a traumatic event schema-wise, memory-wise, right? It shouldn't be so that you can hold on to the pain and sorrow and the fear that moment brought. It should be to teach you never want to go back there again. And that's why you gain these tools, and that's why you gain these feathers in your hat and your cap. Because that's what a fight or flight is all about. Is, do I need to go into the panic mode, fight or flight, or it's not that serious? Or yeah, I need to go into the fight or flight because this whatever is trying to endanger me somehow. Schema is there to teach you. Touch the stove, I'm going to frickin' get burned. Use a pot holder. On the other hand, touch the stove, turn it on, and it can help you cook your dinner. It can literally help you nourish yourself. This has been way too long, and I've taken too much of your time, but I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Much love to you guys. Really, I do mean that with all sincerity. Life is very hard here on planet Earth, but it can be easier. It can be more pleasant if you share it with friends and family. And you can choose your family. Remember that. You don't have to, for example, there in some instances, you can choose your family. You don't have to stay, if it's toxic, in the family you were born into. They were just vessels. They were just a way through for you to be birthed and for you to experience something. And once you experience that and you realize it's toxic, it's okay to step away from that. Again, there's a lot of things I want to talk to you guys about, but I can't do that for like hours and hours and hours. I don't want to bore you. And I don't want to make it to the point to where it's so long that you don't have time to listen. Watch it in your car. or listen in your car. Listen while you're taking your bath. Listen while you're sitting somewhere where you can turn it on and off if you need to. Watch it as many times as you need to until you get what you came here to get out of this video. Whatever information it is that you need to connect with, okay? So again, I know I've said this already like 5 times, but I'm enjoying sharing with you guys because I feel so excited that there's someone out there that really needs to hear this. So again, to my indigos, kudos to you for those of you that stuck it through all these hard times, all these years that haven't been easy since the day that we were birthed, okay? To my stars and my crystals, we'll talk more. Be another video on this series. For my people in general on YouTube, whether you're a star child, whether you're a crystal, whether you're an indigo, or you don't even know if maybe you do have some kind of gift, you're most welcome to tune into this. This is for everyone on the planet. There is no exclusions. It's not a club. So don't think you can't watch this and get anything out of it. Okay? All right, guys. Well, I really am going to have to cut this off now because somehow, some way, I've become a jibber-jabberer when I'm normally a very introverted person. And I normally don't like showing my face on video because I don't think it's a very pleasant thing. But for some reason, I can't stop smiling as I'm discussing all of these things and topics with you guys, because I think this is what I'm meant and destined to do, is share with you guys. So I'm very happy that my best friend told me, did you know you don't have to go through all of that rigmarole? There's a camera on your computer. And I was like, well, I know there's a camera because I can Skype. But I actually found out I can videotape myself. So that's so freaking rockin' awesome. I'm allowed to use bad words. I'm a big girl. But nonetheless, thank you for sharing this time with me. Hit the subscribe button. Help me. Help a sister out here. Help me to get to 1,000, please. Love you, love you, love you. Until we meet again. Bye.